Hi, I'm Leather Rokk. Welcome to my channel. Does it feel like the holidays to you? I need to get real. I don't think I'm particularly not, but I gotta come clean with something. Christmas did not feel like Christmas this year. I mostly did this decorating for my mother's benefit. And the thing is, she never comes in here, so she didn't get to see anything except for when I brought these little things into her room, and of course, because they're scented with that cinnamon stuff and her sinuses are sensitive, she couldn't tolerate them in her room. There is no other place to put them because there's no real clean, common place in this house. Usually, the kitchen would be where we would decorate in lieu of the living room, and the kitchen is, well, it is. And we didn't do anything this year. It was really ridiculous. The other person besides her and me, he has friends and families and stuff to go to and visit. And you know what? He didn't even bring us any food home, knowing full well that we didn't have any plans. I did make some 16 bean soup. I found some soup mix and I boiled the beans, and they had absolutely no flavor whatsoever. And finally, my mother opened up a can of cooked pork and she put half that in, but she dropped some kind of desiccant packet into the boiling beans. And I noticed this thing floating in them, and I made the mistake of squeezing it. And I squeezed some, whatever that gel thing is that fills maxi pads and mini pads and some tampons and different things. It absorbs liquid and stuff. So basically contaminated the soup, but I ate some of it anyway because I figured I don't think it's going to kill me. And well, obviously it didn't kill me because I'm still here. But I thought about things and I'm thinking, how long am I going to keep these decorations up? A lot of times I keep a tree up until spring, but again, I couldn't see the point. The only people that would benefit would be the people that watch my YouTube channel. And not that you guys don't count, because you do, but a lot of content creators fall into a trap where they're living their lives just to create content, and they're basically, their lives wouldn't be what it would be if not for the fact that they have to have something to create, content. So they basically make their lives interesting just so that their content is interesting. But if it wasn't for the fact that they were a content creator, they wouldn't be doing half their things. And of course, there are content creators that everything is totally artificial and it's not how they live their life, but I'm not talking about that. But I'm doing all these things. Part of it is cultural expectations. When you live in America and the dominant culture, at least aside from maybe the past 20 years, because we have so much immigration now, our country is kind of almost unrecognizable from how it was 40 years ago. But yeah, we're pretty much expected to fall into this trap of consumerism, and we all appreciate the bright lights and the beautiful colors and all that stuff. And of course, the really religious people, they'll celebrate holidays for the religious aspects. But if you just like the secular happiness, there's room for that too. But you know what? The thing with most families is you get to a certain age and you fall in love and you get married and you have kids. And then when the children arrive, then they really are into the holidays and stuff. So a lot of times people do the holiday things for the kids. And if you are in a family where the adult children have neither married nor procreated, so uh, there's no more children. And so if there's no kids around, well, it's almost like, what's the point? And if the pets have died, then that takes a lot of the joy out of things too. And not to be getting into this whole mortality thing, but that is a fact. All of us are watching or alive. At some point, we're not going to be. And if you don't have anybody to carry on, then what do we do all this stuff for? So anyway, usually it's much, much later that I do this, but you know what? I'm going to do it now because there's just no point. I almost wish I hadn't done it this year because I just don't see the point of it. But anyway, just for the hell of it, I'm going to play this one more time. Glad I haven't broken it, pulling it down with these music box things. You have to be kind of careful with them because they are fragile. But anyway, I might not play this for you guys ever again, so enjoy it. And if you are of a different culture, and by the way, I'm not a Christian or anything. I only celebrate Christmas for the cultural, fun, happy aspects, and remind you of your happy childhood and all that stuff. And when I was real young, we used to go to grandma's house. Actually, we only went to grandma's house that one year. I was like 2 or 3 or whatever. And even though I have very happy memories of it, apparently it wasn't quite as happy as I recall, because there was one of my aunts, who's only 3 years older than me. She got jealous of my wanting to play with her toys, as what would happen when you have little kids. Little kids want to, touch everything and play with everything. And apparently I got on my aunt's nerves. So grandma told my mom and dad to not, that maybe I would be happier at home with my own Christmas tree. And so that's why we never went home for Christmas at grandma's house ever again. But of course, I didn't find this out till a couple of years ago. I didn't find this out until after my grandma had passed away. And she and I did not have the closest relationship anyway, because once I grew up and decided I had my own hopes and dreams, and I, of course, decided to go to Los Angeles to make a showbiz career, my grandma never respected that. She made it very clear. And I could never get her respect or her love. And whatever. She's dead, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, disappear. Now you can't even see it. Just let me fix this again. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I can't live a lie. I'd rather not live a lie. I mean, people live lies all the time, but it's easier to tell the truth. It really is. So here's the bell, and I'm going to start putting this stuff away. Since I use this to stash the balls. Anyway, this didn't even end up hanging up too well in the great shape it was in. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Again, so much of what we do in life, decisions that sometimes don't turn out to be good decisions, but they seem like a good thing to do at the time. Anyway, goodbye, Christmas. I don't know if I'm going to do this again. Don't really see the point. Especially if you try to dirty house, by the way. It really doesn't make sense to be going through all this, because if you don't have clean house, then you just get your decorations. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with this. You know anybody that needs an extra witchy room? Oh, some of these balls, by the way, they were discarded last year or maybe the year before, and so I actually picked these up off the street. When you live in the hood, you find a lot of interesting stuff outside. As for my Christmas day, the last time I posted was really early Christmas morning, before it really exists, so to speak. And I slept through most of the day. Nobody called me. Um, my mother talked to a few of her more distant relatives. Uh, yeah. When I did go out looking for people outside, one of the things that I noticed was CREDA, that's Casino Reinvestment Development. It's here in Atlantic City. I think they and the police department did some sweeps of some of the homeless camps. A bunch of places I knew where there was tents set up and stuff, and people were gone. There's a shooting gallery, and by shooting gallery, I do not mean arcade games, and I don't mean guns. I mean a euphemism for people who use needles. Well, the shooting galleries did not have the people in them. So they must have evicted a whole bunch of people from their spots just before Christmas, which does not seem like a very charitable thing to do, especially when I am told by so many homeless people that certain shelters that are available for them, they refuse to stay in because of things like bed bugs and roaches and all kinds of things. And so you can't say that homeless people don't have standards. We really need more facilities for people that are cleaner if they're going to expect people to use them. And it's pretty bad if people would rather take chances of getting tickets by cops and be victim of violent crimes and be vulnerable to the weather. Every year we have people that freeze to death. Sometimes they are found in underneath the boardwalk with heart attacks. Sometimes they lose a couple of toes because they have diabetes and it makes them more susceptible. It's not an uncommon thing. Okay, this I'm going to have to wash because it fell on my floor. Oh, I was looking for this. I wanted to put this up before Christmas, but a certain person who we live with threw this, balled this up and threw this up in his office. And of course, my mother and I were looking high and low for it and couldn't find it. And I just found it yesterday. And I'm just showing it to you before I put it away. But one sad detail I'm noticing here is it's got a tuxedo cat, which vaguely evokes Cassie, the garden cat, who of course is dead. And this orange cat here vaguely seems to evoke Garfield. Not that Garfield's my cat. And matter of fact, I didn't see him anywhere today, and I didn't see him anywhere yesterday. Uh, I still don't think that he should be outside. He should be indoors somewhere keeping warm. But you know, obviously, whoever first had him didn't seem to think so because they got rid of him. Uh, it's, uh, I know I could put these hats away. Unfortunately, one thing I accidentally threw on the floor, that deer thing. So this I'm gonna have to, yeah, get rid of that too. Well, not get rid of it. I'm going to wash them. Uh, and of course, every outfit that I wore just for this, for the holidays, I'm going to have a bunch of laundry to do, which is not fun when you have to do it all by hand. But hey, considering what they charge for laundromats around here, do you blame me for saving money? Uh, I showed you the wrap gifts that I gave my mother. I didn't really show you what was in them because they were wrapped, but I did get a few things from her. I might as well show them to you. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not very enthusiastic. I mean, I don't even know. Okay, I could see that there's two people in the chat. Yes, judging by the number two up there, but people don't say anything. It's like I'm talking to myself, just so you know. Uh, oh, and many of these were regifted, by the way. She found a bunch of extra Christmas gifts that one of her friends gave her last year or something, and she forgot to open them. So, yeah, not that I'm ungrateful or anything. I'm just saying. And she was saying next time I go in a hotel room, I'll have slippers. Yeah, like I hang out in hotel rooms. But hey, they got kitties on it. But I'm gonna put them back in plastic. All this stuff because it'll keep them cleaner. You know. Oh, I guess you want to see this sweater. I think I might end up getting rid of it though, because really I have a whole lot of warm weather things, and if I do move to a hotter climate, I'm going to have way too much warm weather things. So I'm going to be getting rid of a lot more of my clothes. I was trying to sell things, but I wasn't able to do that, so I'm just getting rid of things. Oh, my earrings. I want to show these to you. These are from my grandmother. After she died, one of my aunts was going through the house and looking for little things to get rid of. And they're actually four pierced ears. And it's interesting because my grandmother did not even pierce her ears till a few years before she died. She tried to get my mother to get her ears pierced too, but my mom wasn't game. So anyway, that what's interesting about these is the fact that they actually are pierced. But even though they look gold, they're not real gold, which I'm surprised that my grandma would wear costume jewelry because she seemed like she was a real gold and diamonds kind of a person. Just the impression that I got. And hey, I don't begrudge people working for things. You get the things that you earned and stuff. I don't begrudge that. I'm just making a comment. Uh, now these are socks. You can see they have hats on them, and they definitely will go with things that I wear. So, and okay, this is one thing that was not regifted that I got from my mother, but you know what? This actually was hers some years ago when she was still a volunteer with Boy Scouts of America. She got an outfit to wear for some kind of award that she got, which escaped me. I think it may have been Distinguished Scout or something. And matter of fact, the person who presented her with the award was none other than Henry Kissinger, which seems pretty impressive. But you know what? You would think for the Boy Scouts of America, he would have just done the speaking engagement, but no, they paid him at least $10,000, and then $10,000 was worth a lot more than it was now. But anyway, for the outfit that she wore, which she gave away to Salvation Army the next day because she didn't even like it, it included this necklace. Let's see if I can put it on without. It's got a real interesting clasp on it that I've never seen with a curve before. This, um, okay, I must not have done this right because it's hanging the wrong way. Oh, whatever. Can't even see what I'm doing. Uh, well, I'll show you the clasp first in case maybe I'm sure you've seen clasps like this, but what's weird about it is that it's curved. And I guess it fits in this uh here. Since I can't seem to display it right around my neck, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. So, okay, just imagine I was wearing it right. And this is the bracelet that goes with it, again, with the same kind of clasp. And I do like pearls a lot, and especially I like this color. As you could see, it's not a real white colored pearls; they're kind of like a ecru color or a cream color. Which, even though it might be surprising, but I actually like the cream colored pearls better than the real white pearls. So, all right, goodbye, Christmas. It's been real. Yeah, never got to put these on anything, but you got to admit they really kind of aren't very Christmassy colors. But that said, Christmas colors can be any colors you want. All right. I don't think. Oh, yeah. Well, goodbye. Goodbye. This was also something I found last year. People just dump things and yeah, or still they're about maybe for Chinese New Year or something. It's supposed to have these coins, by the way, are plastic. They're not, there's no pretense to anything being real, but they're just supposed to be beautiful. I'm sure that's the point. And if there's more to the point than that, then excuse me for being ignorant. Uh, my mother still colors now and then. Well, she colored one of these for my brother and for myself. She used different colors on his than on mine, and I guess it didn't occur to me at first, so she had to bring it to my attention that the color of this cat, she was hoping that I would think of Garfield. No, and my brother's cat, she did it gray. And the only thing I'm thinking of is maybe she was evoking a cat she had called Trouble. That I didn't get to know that cat too much because she had him when I was in Los Angeles, and I only saw that cat when I would come home for Christmas. And I didn't do really long vacations during that time. I wasn't, well, the longest Christmas vacation was maybe about 2 months, which maybe seems to you like a long vacation, but I've taken 6 months off before. But then again, I had a bad relationship that I was needing to escape from, which is a good reason as anything. I would think going all the way across the country is a good way to escape something bad. You know what I mean? Or hopefully you don't. Actually, I hope you don't because it's not something I wish on anybody. But there's my Christmas. It's over. Goodbye. Now I've got a whole bunch of clothes to wash. All right. Oh, and when my if I don't know if I said this already because I have no way of watching this before posting it when it's live. But when my brother came back from visiting his friends or whatever, he did not bring us any food home. And you know, when they have uh, families get togethers and stuff, they have all kinds of food, but of course didn't bother. All right, now they're making a bunch of noise. Oh God, I wish these fucking people would shut up. Okay, I gotta go. Bye, everybody.